Welcome to another episode of the another exciting episode of the Let's Talk show here on UrbanCast. I'm your host Jack, and today we're thrilled to have Sifu James, the owner of the legendary Kung Fu and Tai Chi, here with us. Legendary Kung Fu has been making waves here in Central Louisiana, but providing expert martial arts instruction while fostering personal growth and community spirit. As we approach the new year, many of us are thinking about resolutions, including myself, whether it's getting healthier, reducing stress. That's a check for me there, or building confidence. Today, we are here to explore how legendary Kung Fu and Tai Chi can help you achieve those goals. Sifu James, I'm sorry. Welcome to the show.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah, I mean, this is a salute. It's our equivalent of a bow, So if anybody at home, hello, people listening. Yeah, if you wonder what I'm doing, this is our equivalent of a bow. We're just showing respect. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for having me, though.
Oh, no, our pleasure, our pleasure, our pleasure. Before we get started, could you kind of introduce us a little, tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Yeah. I've been practicing Chinese Kung Fu and martial arts for over 30 years now. I started with my instructor and taught a bit under him, and then decided to open up my own school here in Pineville. My wife and I actually opened up this school together. It was our dream to have our own business and my own Kung Fu school, because I've always loved Kung Fu. I love all martial arts, but Kung Fu is the one that I really, stuck to. It's the one I really fell in love with. It's great for fitness, it's great for discipline for kids, of course, it's awesome for all that. And it's very interesting too. It's very rich. We have a rich history and culture, behind Kung Fu, which is the Chinese culture. We also have weapons that we do as well. It helps to keep things from getting too monotonous, that we have such a variety of things that are so interesting.
Mm-hmm. Well, tell us, with the new year around the corner, people are reflecting on personal growth and setting goals. How can martial arts, specifically Kung Fu and Tai Chi, help someone stick to their New Year resolution?
Oh yeah, New Year's resolution. We all have them. We all start the year off. We all want to be at our best. Especially after the holiday. I know I'm going to eat some things. That maybe I shouldn't. Or maybe I should. Because it's the holiday time.
It's the holidays.
Yeah, it's the holidays. We want to celebrate. But then after that, we all want to kind of get back right. Kind of get in shape, see ourselves being fit and confident. Yes, Kung Fu, and specifically legendary Kung Fu, our school, is a great way to do that. Kung Fu, it helps your overall flexibility, which can help your health by leaps and bounds. It's a Chinese sort of saying that flexibility is youth. That flexibility is youth. And that's what tends to happen whenever we get a little bit older. We tend to lose our flexibility. Our joints tend to seize up, so the stretching helps out a lot. We do strengthening exercises, which are much more exciting than lifting weights. And look, I like the gym, and everything too, it's just like, but there's no competition as far as being interesting and holding your attention. Kung Fu holds your attention much better than, doing reps at the gym.
Right. For beginners who may feel intimidated, what message do you encourage them to take, or how to take that first step into your program?
That's a very good question. I can understand how that feels, because, like everybody that does this, I was a beginner at one point in time, and I remember how that feels. I remember what I think the school was going to be and what it actually was were two different things. So what I would say to encourage a beginner that's, maybe on the fence about, maybe I would like to come in and do it, but I'm not too sure, is that the first step is the hardest. The first step is the hardest, whether it be the first telephone call that you make to the school and to us to schedule the first lesson, or just walking through the door, is the hardest step. And it's like that with working out as well. We work out here, we sweat, we all leave sweating, smiling, and having fun. But it is work. And sometimes the hardest thing about getting started is just get started. Once you get started, the momentum will carry you, and you'll find things to be much easier.
Okay. And keeping that focus on the new year, and how kung fu can really come in there and help out a whole lot. A lot of people give up on their resolutions because they feel lost in big groups. Going to the gym is just really, you just rows and rows of equipment. How does legendary kung fu help individuals stay motivated, and feel seen, even feel like that individual seen, even in that large group or a group setting?
Well, we have the benefit of group settings, and also the benefit of within the group settings, we have individual instruction too. So we have the best of both worlds here. Whenever you're in a group class, you get the energy and the excitement of working out with a lot of people that are doing the same thing, or a full class that is, that are
Hmm.
working on the same things that you are.
Hmm.
So we do some basics together, but then after that, we do individualized instruction, which can help you, to, keep your aim on your own goals, where you're going, and make sure that we get there. But what I find with New Year's resolutions, we like to arm our students with the knowledge of that I can give them because I have experience, that our instructors can give them because we have experience in that. New Year's resolutions, usually people burn themselves out within the first couple of weeks,
Hmm.
and it's good that people are enthusiastic about working
Hmm.
out, about the new thing. You're enthusiastic. You're like, man, I'm going to start the gym, or I'm going to start Kung Fu. I'm going to go and I'm going to work out for 3 hours, your first day, but then you're so sore you can't do anything for 2 weeks. That didn't help anybody. So
Yeah.
what I usually tell my students is we have to have enough humility, and that's one of our virtues that we teach here, especially for the kids, to have humility. We have to have enough humility to bite off, to not bite off, that is, more than we can chew. We have to take it slow at first, build
Hmm.
momentum as you go, and that's how you really stick to something. You build skill and you build the love for what you're doing, and then that will carry over to do more and more and more and more without burnout. So we can get past that burnt out. That Well, we can stop a burnout from happening by acknowledging that it will happen. It will
Hmm.
happen to us, and being humble enough to know, maybe instead of working out for 3 hours, maybe I'll just go to Kung Fu class. I'll work out for 45 minutes, and then I'll go home, have a nice meal. But when it's time for class again, we go back to class. That is the discipline part. So we teach children as well, and we teach humility is one of our virtues, as I mentioned.
Hmm.
Also, discipline is one of our virtues too. And we tell kids and adults here that discipline is doing what's right, even if we don't feel like it. So even if I don't feel like working out and it's the right thing to do, it's time to do it. No, I'm not sick. Nothing's wrong with me. I got to go do it. Got to go do it because that's discipline. And that's how you develop discipline, because it's like a muscle. If you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah. Right. Right. Um, and that leads right into my next question. How do your classes specifically help students stay accountable to their personal goals, especially during that big slump at the beginning of the year and that kind of thing?
Well, we help all of our students on a personal level. As I mentioned,
Hmm.
if you're having trouble with something, if you're having trouble with, let's say, flexibility, I will help you personally, and I have very knowledgeable instructors. One of which you'll be seeing here in a second,
That's
because
right.
he has agreed to do a demonstration with us.
All
And
right.
not to get off track, but
Uh-huh.
that's Isaiah Reynolds.
Uh-huh.
He's a fifth degree black sash, and he's going to be a Sifu soon, which is the highest level in Kung Fu, which is also the rank that I have,
Uh-huh.
But learning is without end. But I digress. So let me get back to your question. We through practicing Kung Fu here, we have something called a belt ranking system, or sashes as we call them.
Mm-hmm.
We have 10 different levels from white sash all the way up to black sash. And it helps with accountability and with goal setting if you can break a goal down into small pieces instead of trying to go from white sash all the way up to black sash, which would be a big goal. It'd be a big goal. It'd take a long time, or
Mm-hmm.
it would take longer than setting little goals. So a little goal would be your white sash when you first come in.
Mm-hmm.
Most people make white sash in 3 weeks to a month. Most
Mm-hmm.
people make it halfway to most people make it to green sash, which is halfway to black sash, because there's 10 different levels. It'd be the 5th level. They
Mm-hmm.
make it there within a year. Most people make it to black sash within 3 to 4 years, depending upon the person. So breaking those goals down into small bite-sized pieces, that you can, if you forgive the analogy, that you can digest, that you can take in. Once again, having the humility to be able to break down little pieces and not bite off more than you can chew really helps with accomplishing the big goals. Because Kung Fu means hard work that equals skill. So it means you work every day. You do a little bit every day or every class, and a little bit every class is a lot. And that goes for everything. It goes for any type of exercise or anything. People listen at home. Hopefully, I see you at the school here. Hopefully, you take a free trial lesson or a week, 2-week program that we're offering. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Hopefully you do that. But look, anything that we do, because I'm not perfect. I have to remind myself of these things. Anything that we do, bite size, small goals at first, build momentum, and you'll be an expert before you know it.
Wow, 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 wow. Many New Year's resolutions involve health, whether it's physical, mental, emotional. Can you share how Kung Fu and Tai Chi contribute to overall well-being?
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah. And I'll focus a little bit on Tai Chi because because we do Tai Chi. We teach Tai Chi here at Legendary Kung Fu and Tai Chi, into which Tai Chi is known for its slow therapeutic movement, and specifically for helping older individuals, in which it is that, it does help older individuals, but it can help people that are not quite so old or tend to think that they're not old.
Mm-hmm.
It can help as far as your balance and your strength, especially in your legs. Also, not talking about the physical side of Kung Fu and Tai Chi so much is the mental side of it. It is active meditation whenever you practice Tai Chi. Active meditation, as opposed to sedentary meditation. If I were to sit in a lotus position and close my eyes and then meditate, that would be one form of meditation. The other form would be an active form of meditation, like whenever you're practicing Tai Chi. And you can do that in Kung Fu as well. Of course, in Kung Fu, we tend to get our heart rate up a little bit more, tend to move a little bit more briskly, so it can be a little bit more difficult to do that with Kung Fu, but it can be done. You just got to get to the point to where you're in good shape so you're not physically stressed, so you can relax your mind.
Oh. For someone whose New Year's goal might be stress management, mindfulness, how does I mean, I've heard people talk about Tai Chi. How does Tai Chi actually provide those benefits?
One of
It,
the main things
I'm,
that you want to, oh,
I don't mean to cut you off real quick because
no, no, that's okay.
like
Yeah.
the concept of it is really, I feel like sometimes I need to slow down a little bit because of the stress and all of that kind of good stuff. And I might be standing over in your class come January
Hey,
as
that'd be
well.
good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
I
hope
don't
so,
think I'm gonna go
Jack. Yeah.
because those bones are not feeling so well right now, so I might not go
Yeah.
with the kung fu piece, but the tai chi is it's beginning to sound a little good.
Yeah, the way that you just put that, is like, it's like sometimes I need to slow down. Sometimes I
Hmm.
need to slow. I think we have said that, sometimes
Hmm.
we need to slow down. And that's what Tai Chi does. You have to move slowly whenever you do
Hmm.
Tai Chi. Very slowly. Very, very slow, but that builds relaxation. It builds whenever you're forced to move slow, you're forced to slow down. And you'll find yourself even after class, you're talking slower, you're acting more confident, you're not erratically moving, you do just the thing that you're going to do, and sometimes we
Mhm.
need that, So I really recommend Tai Chi, for anybody that's looking for stress relief, because it's a chance to come to class and relax and breathe. That's the most important thing whenever you're doing Tai Chi, is to relax and breathe. Whenever you're doing Kung Fu, we have to breathe, but you're going to
Right.
be out of breath. You're going to be sweating. It's going to be a
Mhm.
little bit more engaging, but
Mhm.
but really and truly, both of those things, especially for young children doing Kung Fu, we all know the way that we feel after we had a really good workout. You get those endorphins going. You kind of feel happy. You kind of feel good. You kind of feel empowered. I mean, like,
Mhm.
that's going to happen after you do Kung Fu class, and it's going to happen on a lot of different levels. We're learning how to defend ourselves. We're
Mhm.
getting in better shape. We're learning about the culture in which this came from. We're learning weapons, and that is active weight training. Whenever we do that, we're doing self-defense. We do joint locks as well. So we may not do them on the ground, like the popular Brazilian jiu-jitsu does.
Mhm.
Now, but we do standing joint locks. So you will learn some self-defense joint locks that we call chin na. Chin na, it means to seize and control. So it's how to defend yourself, especially if you don't want to strike your opponent, because sometimes you're attacked and it's not somebody that you want to hurt. It may be maybe someone weaker than you. I mean, you don't
Mhm.
want to hurt them. So it's a
Right.
way that you can defend yourself without necessarily, having to strike somebody.
Right. You know, you talked about the I know when we had a conversation, you're talking about the family aspect of kung fu and everything. Family goals are becoming more popular with people wanting to spend more quality time together. How can families make martial arts a shared resolution in 2025?
Well, I'm not sure that I don't think I came up with this, but the family that kicks together sticks together.
Uh,
I'm not. Maybe I should take credit for that, but but the family, that kicks together sticks together, and it's good to start together. And we even have family programs here, and we love that as a school. We love being able to teach families and seeing them grow and seeing them have fun together. It gives you something that you can do together as a family. Mom, dad, son, daughter, siblings, you do it together. And also, you can hold each other accountable for coming to class.
mm,
For some days everybody is going to feel kind of blah. You're going to
right.
feel like, oh, well, I don't really want to go today. But then if your sister or brother comes in and they're like, hey, man, it's time to go. You ready? Yeah, they'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. So you can help hold each other accountable and help to encourage each other, and even to help to practice at home, even because we try to encourage students to at least have one practice session on the weekends. It helps, and it helps with building overall mastery, because with building overall mastery in anything, you have to have time for personal development and personal practice, and if you don't have that, it's hard to practice. I mean, it's
Mhm.
hard to get better, much less, be well on your road to mastery, and that's with Kung Fu, with Tai Chi, with any martial art, you
Right.
need to practice it, and motivating yourself. We will motivate you, but we will give you the tools to motivate yourself, to find that in yourself and find that enthusiasm, find that discipline to make that happen.
Okay. You talked about, and I guess that ties right back into what you talked about a little earlier when you were talking about taking a bites out of thing and step. What roles does achieving them milestones like, you know, and I guess the part that I really want to talk about, here in my mind, if you got your family going with you, and you go to class, and then on that Sunday, the family practicing together a little bit. I would assume that extra uh, practice time, it actually helps you achieve those little bite-sized goals that you really have as well, right?
Oh yes, yeah, yeah. Having that next goal to go for, and then if you have your family there with you, and y'all are
Hmm.
going through the ranks and doing the classes together, that really helps to encourage you to encourage each other, to move up to the next rank. And every time you go up to the rank, it's like stoking a fire. It's like we started out with a little flame, and every
Hmm.
time you move up, we're gonna throw just a little bit of gasoline on it. And before you know it, you're going to be like this young man we're going to see here in a second, and it's a raging fire.
Yeah, I guess what better time than now? Let's go ahead and see if is he queued up and ready to go over there.
Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah. I'm
Okay.
at. Yeah, I'm at. Well, let me check with them just real quick. John Gal Isaiah, are we ready? Okay, very good. Okay, well, if anybody at home gets motion sick, I'm gonna have to move. So hopefully I won't make anybody motion sick. And also, you get a little tour of the school too. So I'll go ahead and turn
Okay.
this around. This is the front door to our school here in Pineville. This is Legendary Kung Fu in Pineville, Louisiana. Okay, and this is the front door, of course.
Hmm.
And here is our main room in our Kwun. Kwun means Kung Fu school. Much like dojo would mean a Japanese karate school, a Kung Fu
Hmm.
school is called a Kwun. Yep.
Okay.
So can you see Jiao Isaiah? Yeah, let me. This is Jiao Isaiah Reynolds. Yeah, would you like to say hello?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Okay. Isaiah has been studying like over 15 years, like 7 years. Is that right? Yeah. That's getting 20. Yeah, he's about to will be
I, th-
achieving a higher level of Sifu level.
I think you
Very
might.
advanced, so. Yes, sir. Well, we'll go ahead and get started. He's going to do a little bit of a demonstration for us. So.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see if I can. Here we go.
All right.
Okay. As soon as you're ready.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Very good. Okay, and I will turn this back around. It was very good. Thank you, Jiao Gao. Yep, and that was a form of kung fu that is actually very advanced. You can tell there's a lot of there's some frontwards handsprings, there's some acrobatics in that. So kung fu is also very artistic in nature. So So we're very expressive with our movements as well. So it's not just that you can defend yourself; you can defend yourself with style.
With style.
And
Wow.
I'll walk back in here
Yeah.
so we can tell everybody about about the offer that we have going on, at the first of the year, if they would like to get started with this.
Well, I can emphatically tell you it won't be Kung Fu. It would be Tai Chi that I would have to get involved in.
Well,
I,
yeah. I just want everybody to keep in mind, that whenever you watch that, that is an advance. That's very, very advanced. There's something in Kung Fu for everyone, regardless of your age. We have we're part of the United States Kung Fu Exchange Federation under Grandmaster Raymond Fogg, and it's actually here's a picture of him and I right here. And he has taught us a lot of different styles of Kung Fu. And the good thing about Kung Fu is there's something in it for everyone. If you don't want to do front flips and back flips and all of that, then we have a more practical self-defense system that might be more of your specialty. So we have something for everybody. Just come check us out.
Okay. Well, I tell you, when you look at the young man's development, how many years have he been practicing to get to the point where he's?
Oh, he's going on 20 years now. I know that Isaiah's been learning under me for longer than 15 years now, so I got a chance to see him, grow up. He started whenever he was a teenager, and I got a chance to, with a lot of the kids here, I'm privileged to see them come in and grow up. And then I'm also privileged to see the progress that they make and how our lessons actually affect them and improve their lives, for the better.
Okay. All right. Well, many people are looking for that fresh start in January. Tell us what you guys have to offer over at Legend.
It's a great time to get started. In January, we're offering 2 weeks in the month of January for free, so everybody can try it out and see if it's something that you like, if it's something that you think that you're going to stick to, and give us give you a chance to try out our school, meet us, and see how you like it here. So so it's 2 weeks, which is pretty much half of January for free, so there's very little risk involved or none, so, like I said, the hardest part of this is just making the first step. Just getting through that front door is really and truly the hardest part of this. Once you do that, you got it whipped. You got the hard part out. You got the hard part out of the way, that is.
So the first 2 weeks of January are just complimentary. You can come in and test it out and
yes,
see.
sir.
Okay. All right.
Yes, sir. Also, later on in the year, and I'll just mention this, later on in the year, we have our annual Kung Fu scholarship program coming up that is supported by my good student and friend, Tommy Davenport, who owns Davenport Firm. We're going to be awarding, that is, some Kung Fu scholarships to just anyone who thinks that they could benefit from doing Kung Fu. And that's going to be more towards the summer for this one, but we do have open enrollment in it, so, definitely take advantage of the 2-week free trial program, that we're doing in January. Take advantage of that, and then apply for our scholarship program as well. And we'll talk a little bit more about that, whenever we start it. It's not quite time just yet.
But Tommy is always up to some good stuff in the community. So he's a good guy. Other than that, I mean, is it anything else that one, what would I need? If I came over and checked you guys out in that first week in January, or gave you a call right now and said, hey, I want to come over
That's great. Yeah.
and check things out, what do I need to bring with me on that first day? How do I need to, how do I need to dress? What should I expect? Just give me a
It's a
look.
great question. Yeah, great. And I'll tell you what, I'll just go ahead and I'll go ahead and describe, what I see as being the process anyway, the best
Okay.
that I can. Like I said, the hardest part is picking up the telephone to call
Mm-hmm.
us or to text us. You can text us at 318-481-7964 to
Mm-hmm.
contact us, or you can pick up the phone, give me a call, or you can contact us on Facebook at Legendary Kung Fu and Tai Chi on Facebook, and you can message us there to schedule your free trial lesson. So
Mm-hmm.
like I mentioned, that's the hardest part, is just doing that part.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever it comes time to do your first class, you'll need to wear some loose clothes and a pair of tennis shoes, because we leave our shoes on whenever we do Kung Fu. It's the one thing that kind of separates our Chinese style from the Japanese styles that sometimes are a bit more common, because everybody thinks, like martial arts class, oh, okay, I'm gonna have to wear a white gi and I'm gonna have to not wear my shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Here we keep our shoes on whenever we do Kung Fu. So just some loose clothes and a pair of tennis shoes, and you'll come in for class, and I'll have you fill out a very short application, not very long at all, and then we'll
Mm-hmm.
start that first class. And usually we all have a blast, so it's a lot of fun.
All right. Seafood James, you have anything else you need to say before we get ready to close this thing out? Was it something I forgot to ask you? I felt like I asked a lot of questions, but did I forget to ask something that you think I needed to?
Well, I think you did a very good job. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. You asked a lot of good questions, and you kept me on track, which is, that's quite an accomplishment to kind of keep me on track like that. Yeah. I would just thank everyone out there, for listening. And if you've never done Kung Fu before, give it a try. Give it a try. You never know. Might be your thing. Might be your thing to get you in shape. Might be your thing to get you feeling good, get you disciplined, make the kids feel good, make the whole family feel not only feel good, but be better, as far as health and self-defense and just overall enjoyment. I mean, like there's nothing that will cure being a little down or depressed, like doing Kung Fu. You'll leave for class and you'll be hyped up, you'll be feeling good. So I would encourage everybody, just contact us and set up your first lesson in your 2-week free trial program. And thanks for having me on.
Oh no, it's our problem. Sifu, I thank you so much for sharing how Legendary Kung Fu and Tai Chi is not just a martial arts program, but a path to personal growth, health, and success. It's
It
in,
truly is. It truly is a path to personal growth and success. Kung Fu means time and effort that equals skill, and it's teaching us how to set goals and how to work towards those goals in a way that is manageable and productive.
right. It's inspiring to think about how martial arts can help people turn the New Year's resolution into lifelong habits. I tell you, these last 2 years we've been focused a lot on sports here in Central Louisiana, and just how when you look at some of the key coaches around here in the high school setting, and not only in the high school setting, but also those that are out there in like the Red River Football League, the St. Louis City Stars, and other organizations like soccer and what have you. You see the discipline that the young folk are actually bringing to the team, and you can definitely see how all of them begin to complement each other. With that said,
I was so
before.
glad to hear that the football is doing so good. The high school football is doing excellent in this area. I listened last night. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I would actually encourage any athletes out there, go ahead and try out a class. Go ahead and try out doing some Kung Fu. It'll improve your flexibility and improve your strength in a way that you wouldn't think of before, because some of our positions are unique in the way that it strengthens you. You
Mhm.
don't really get that sort of strengthening by lifting weights or doing squats as you do doing a horse stance. I would encourage any athlete that's looking to take themselves to the next level, give us a
Mhm.
call and try out that 2 free weeks, at the beginning of January.
All right, all right. Before I go, I also want to remind everyone to reflect on their goals for the coming year and consider taking that first step over at Legendary Kung Fu. A healthier, happier you could just be around the corner. Last, a big thank you to our incredible followers that are out there watching and who will, watch this show as the night go on, and to our advertisers who make this show possible. Saddler's Towing, Long's Product, um, and one of our newest partners, Legendary Kung Fu and Tai Chi. If for everybody out there, if we don't come back on here, but I'm pretty sure we will be back. I'm gonna go ahead and say happy holidays, stay safe, stay inspired, and let's make 2025 a year of growth and positivity. Until next time, take care. Sifu, if you can just hang in there, I'm gonna go ahead and end the live.
Sure. Happy New Year, everybody.